not in the United States. Driving around on the opposite side of the road feels super bizarre. Oh my God, ah my gosh. Good thing we got the insurance. Welcome to Scotland.
We've spent the last 5 days traveling around Scotland in this van, and boy, do we have some stories to tell you.
But first, let's check out our camper van.
So let's start with the cab of the vehicle. This is a 2000, I don't know, Fiat Ducato, made in Italy. I couldn't find a year on it anywhere. This is not actually our correct van. We'll get into that later. It is a enormous 3.6 meters long by 2.8 meters wide by 3.1 meters tall. And on these very small roads in Scotland, let's just say I don't have fingernails at this point. But it's been a great vehicle to live in, and let us show you some of the things that has made it very nice actually. Just behind this door, we have our fuel system. So we have propane tanks. Probably won't ever run out of propane. It's good news. Moving backwards, we have our play area. So as you can see, almost always have our Ooni Ovens with us. Check that out. We've got tables, we've got chairs, we've got your refilling hose, and all the accoutrement that you need, plus one luggage. Just up above us here, we have an awning. Just up here, you have a manual crank awning, which your manual crank is inside. Let's check out the other side. This is the toilet. So inside you'll be able to see the toilet, but this is the cassette. It pops right out. You can wheel it. It actually extends. Who used the restroom last? Somebody didn't push the thing all the way forward. It's got a safety mechanism. If somebody doesn't close it all the way, you can't release it here. That's not the first time this has happened in this trip. Locks up. Then just up here, we have our fuel or our filling system fill for our water. We've got our electricity over here. This is where our plug goes in. And then if you can see the writing down here, we've got a outlet for, if I was to turn this, it would start dumping all of our fresh water. And this is for our gray water, so sinks and showers. No pee-pee or poo-poo. One of the cool, maybe not so cool things about this system is it has a default freeze sensor, which will allow it to get down below 32 degrees. And if it goes below that, then all that water dumps out to make sure you don't burst any of your pipes. Great if it's in your cold weather and you're worried about things freezing up. Bad if that's all the water you have. It's like in Australia, when we rented from Indy, everything was on the left, but even a little bit more so here. It seems like the dump stations are on the left. So there was a little bit of learning curve when we came into this whole process. Nothing that has been absolutely crazy or wild, and also people of Scotland have been amazing. So don't fret if you're thinking about doing this trip. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. All right, let's get inside and show you the magic that is the inside of this vehicle.
All right, before we take you inside, there's one thing that Brad did not mention, which has been a godsend, is this little catch piece for the door. So when it is windy, which it does get in Scotland, this thing simply just catches right in there and stays put. Voila, now come inside. Welcome to our living room situation. So right here we have a living room slash dining room, and this is absolutely massive. This van sleeps 5 people. That's insane. We don't need this much room. But again, like Brad said, we'll get to that later. So you have a sofa couch here, and you have your dinette set here, so 2 people can sit here with their straps. There are seat belts here, just in case you need them. There's also a swivel round table, so this does drop down and makes a bed. And above me, this is actually on hydraulics, so it does come down, sits about here, and creates a bunk bed. Really fantastic, super easy if you have friends over, you're planning to do a trip with multiple people, and also there's tons of storage space up here. Plus, each window has blackout curtains and little mesh shades to keep all the buggies out, which we are not doing a very good job of. So you do have a seat belt here, as well as underneath both of these benches, there is extra storage for cushions to make the bed. Let's move into the kitchen area. So you have several light switches that turn on all of the lights throughout the vehicle. And we have our small kitchenette with a nice little round sink. We've got a 3-burner stove here that is fantastic to work on. Inside of these drawers, we've got a full setup of kitchenware. They also provided us with toilet paper, a dust mop, some trash bags, and some toilet tabs. So this is an added cost when you do rent the vehicle. Highly recommend doing it because you do get all the amenities that you need for your trip. Now below is going to be all of our cookware items. Again, it comes with the van. You get a couple different mugs, plates, cookware, and enough cookware to cook through the entire trip. Now above we do have additional storage where we've kept some of our other items. And behind me is our refrigerator, which is a giant size refrigerator. So as you can see, we have only a couple things left. Again, we've been living in this thing for a few days. So let's move into the bedroom area. So we have our wardrobe that is here, and you have a nice hanging space. You have plenty of room and extra storage. Again, there are more pads in here to finish making the bed. We did buy 2 of the towel kits, so we have extra towels in here if we need them. And just behind me is our bed. The bed is roughly about a double-sized bed. There is, again, plenty of storage here. There's also a curtain, so if you have kids with you and you want privacy, you can make your own privacy curtain here. It does not come with a bedding kit, so you need to get the bedding kit or go purchase your own. We did get an extra blanket just cause. Came with a comforter, a single pillow, and a sheet set, and that is about it. Now let's take you to the bathroom.
Dun dun dun. See what I'm saying?
All right, I'm gonna host you in the shower because it is a little bit snug in here, but the shower has plenty of room. And one of my favorite features of the shower is this actually bifold door. Ta-da! Okay. Also, really great shower pressure. It's light, so you can keep the shower on for the entire time that you shower, and it does have a really great heating system. We also have a Dometic toilet that is absolutely wonderful. I wish we had this in our personal van, and the only thing I would complain about in this bathroom is I didn't feel like the sink was absolutely necessary. There is some storage space underneath, which we did store some extra toilet paper, which is quite nice to have. And just above, which I am just slightly too short to see. This is about all I can see in the mirror, is from maybe just below my mouth up. Now there's storage space in here, but again, I'm just too short.
Really? You went in there and you still didn't shut this thing all the way.
And lastly, one of my favorite features here is this almost full-length mirror that has 2 coat hangers or an additional towel hanger. Now let's let Brad tell you all the fun technical things.
All right, so a couple of the cool things that we came across was on our control panel here, we can check our resources, see how much water, how much tank. It says 100%, there may be an issue there, but that's supposed to track how much wastewater is in the gray tank. We can see that we still have 12.6 volts in our leisure battery, and we see our starter battery is still good. And then we can come over our room temperature. That runs off the gas, so when your gas is turned on, you can have a consistent temperature throughout the camper. The hot water is going to give you hot water on demand. It's not the greatest that we've seen, but you give it a little time and it will get up to your 80 and 90 degree hot water. Switches, that's going to control your water pump. You can turn that on and off. They do recommend that you turn it off when you're not using it so you don't run anything into the ground. Notifications, if you were to turn the gas off and then try to start the heater, it would tell you on here that your heater's down or something's wrong with the system. When you're not using everything, so let's say we're going to stay in a hotel tonight, we would turn the whole vehicle power off, and that's how you would do that. Over here at the refrigerator, to power it on, you would hit the power button and then auto and hold, and it is going to come on after a short time, 5 seconds or so. This is going to let you know that there's a problem, and in fact, last night at about 3 o'clock in the morning, it started beeping, beep, 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 beep. It was telling us the temperature on the refrigerator was below a good standard. It can run off battery, it can run off gas, and then it can also run off the plug. So if you were at a campsite, you could plug it in. You can have it on auto, and whatever you're using, it'll automatically choose that. Throughout the camper van, when you're plugged in, let me state that when you're plugged in, you have European style 20 volt plugs. So you can plug in an adapter, you can plug in your computer, that kind of stuff. When you're plugged in only. There is only a couple of places throughout the caravan that you actually have somewhere to plug in a USB. So this is one in your kitchen, and then you have two others on both of your lights. You can see in the corner we have another 20 volt plug. All right, to the cabin. Oi. Yeah. Thank you. So this is a normal Fiat cab. Most of their vans have the same setup. Again, 2000, I don't know. I'm sure it's somewhere. Comment down below if you do know where to find that. You've got your speed control, you've got your audio, you can link your phone into the, get out of here, bug. You can link your phone into the system. Just like Nicole said, throughout the rest of the van, this also has built-in shades, which is lovely. Same thing in the front here. Now I will say, in Australia, the one that we were in had this weird contraption that kind of folded over and did some other stuff. I think it had a lot to do with the system for stopping you, like the warning system. But this one's much smaller and it clicks together easily. I love it. It is wonderful. If you haven't seen that video, check out the links in the description or click this button. Up here in the front, we also have, just above us, another shade. So if you're driving down the road, you can have that. It also opens up too, so you can just have the bug. Oh, it doesn't open, just joking.
It does open, and the bug screen is in the opposite direction.
Oh, yeah. Good job, Nicole. Both the captain's chair and the queen's chair swivel, and so that pull-out chair, that pull-out table and everything, you can kind of see where you could have a whole family here eating, playing cards, doing cool stuff like that. Welcome to the confessional couch.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah. So there were a couple of really cool things about having a rig this big. Once we were in place, it was kind of amazing to have so much space to move around. You know, the full fridge, almost a full kitchen, plenty of space to hang out and enjoy each other. If you had a much bigger crew, if you had kids, this would be an amazing rig to tour around Scotland in.
Now, we did not order this specific one. This particular model for Indy is called the Atlas 5, and we had ordered the Nomad, which was a completely different model, which we were hoping to get, which is slightly smaller than this one, more similar to our van at home, Vincent.
It's brand new. They haven't gotten it in yet, and they had 2 on the lot, but they hadn't got their permits yet. So they weren't able to send us out with it.
Unfortunate, but I will say, had we had a slightly slimmer van, we may not have had so many issues.
I definitely talked about a little bit in the earlier part of the video, just how narrow the lanes are in Scotland. And you know, the major highways are not a problem whatsoever. But once you start getting up into the Highlands and you know, in those narrow areas, we were going to go to Skye, and we heard about Skye being very narrow, 1 lanes, and we kind of scared ourselves out of it because we had such a hard time in this big rig trying to get down just regular Highland roads. So that would be my number 1 thing to suggest to you guys, is make sure that when you book something that's small and narrow. Doesn't need to be a car. A small van would be fine. Like a regular Ford Transit would be amazing. No problems. If they try to upgrade you, make sure you downgrade yourself. It's not a fun trip. It hasn't been fun in the driving aspect of it until you get into the highways. And I focused so much of my efforts on staying between the 2 white lines when there were white lines that I did not enjoy a lot of the surroundings. I didn't get to look around very much. There were a lot of 18-wheelers.
Speaking of, check this out. So we lost the mirror here, and Brad is going to go grab it. Please be careful.
Hello. I'll be back.
We've lost it somewhere back there, and of course it is just pouring rain, so Brad is hiking back to it in hopes that he doesn't get hit by a car. Thankfully, you know, oncoming traffic is coming from the opposite direction, but not helpful when it's lost on the correct side of traffic. So I'm really hoping he doesn't get hurt. I told him to take his phone with him. These vehicles were not meant for these tiny roads, honestly. It is just too small of roads for this massive and this square of a vehicle. This is probably our first time experiencing something like this. It's been a wild ride. There he is. He's got 2 pieces in his hand, and I'm really hoping. Yeah. One of these has to be ours. Is that ours? Oh my gosh, it's shattered. Oh wow.
This could be.
No, that seems too small. Well, just
Yeah, that sucks.
pack it with us, I guess.
It's not doing us any good.
No, you can't see anything in that thing. Oh gosh. Alright. One of my favorite things about Scotland, and at least driving the camper van around, is that we found a plethora of campgrounds literally everywhere, and on top of that, washing areas, like washing machines to wash your clothes at the most random places like grocery stores or gas stations. This is a very camper van friendly country, and I highly recommend you do it. Now, if you do it in camper van, totally up to you. You could definitely do it via car in a much smaller size and drive roads more like in Skye, where you're not having to maneuver around a big beast of a vehicle.
Now, Nicole did the math and realized that we were only a couple $100 off of renting a car, staying in hotels, eating meals, versus renting this, not staying in hotels, and eating meals in here. One thing that we knew we wanted to do was enjoy RVing in Scotland, and we knew that we may eat breakfast and lunch in here, but we wanted to taste Scotland traditional meals. So we understood that most of our dinners were going to come from, you know, small places where we could get nice Scotland fare.
Now, if you haven't tried haggis, nips, or tatties, you should definitely try haggis, nips, and tatties.
And if you think that was a rap song, you're uninformed and you need to come to Scotland.
Alright guys, we hope you all liked this video. If you did, give us that thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.